Okay guys, I'm going to start off this tutorial, by putting concealer on my eyes. I'm using the Maybelline Fitme in Light 10. I'm just putting that everywhere and rubbing it in with my ring finger, just making sure to cover up all the veins and imperfections on my eyes. Then I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I'm just putting that all over my eyes just to make sure that our eyeshadow lasts a really long time. And because that eye primer is a little bit tacky, I just like to set it with some translucent setting powder. This is the Mercier setting powder, and I love this setting powder. Next, I'm going to take the eyeshadow from Colourpop in the shade Luckfully. This is from their spring collection. It's like a navy. It's really, really pretty. And I'm just going to be applying that all over the lid. Just basically all over, because it's also going to be a base for the other Colourpop eyeshadow that I'm going to put on my lid. Just putting that all over the place. And it's going to look kind of scary. It's going to kind of look like I have a black eye. But it'll all come together at the very end. So yes, in the beginning. Then I'm taking the next eyeshadow, which is another Colourpop eyeshadow in the shade Flowershop, and it's a really, really pretty, like, greenish blue shade. I'm just putting that right over the blue. This is a really unique eyeshadow because it'll look different with different bases, but the blue just makes it look a lot more like a teal or an aquamarine kind of color. But I'm just putting that on the inner part of my eye. Then I'm going to take the shade Urban in the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to put that kind of in my crease and on the outer V. I just want this to be like another pop of color. It's going to look really crazy at first, but I'm going to put some transition shades in there just to blend it all out in a second. So I went into the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I first used the shade Smarty Pants as a transition just to blend everything out, because we had a couple crazy colors and I wanted it to all blend together nicely. And then yeah, so I'm just making sure that purple wasn't too intense and that it doesn't look too crazy in the crease. Then I went into Sweetheart, and I put that more defined, more centered into the crease just to get it a little more definition. And then some of that purple went away, so I just lightly put a couple more swipes of it in my outer corner. And then I thought I got a little bit crazy and out of control, so I took the shade Flower Child and I just blended that out right closer to the brow bone. And then the blue kind of got blended away, so I took that and I put that right on the outer V all over again, just so that I didn't lose the color. And then I'm going to blend that out again with the same shade that we used the first time, which was Smarty Pants. Then I'm going to be taking the NYX matte liner. This is my favorite eyeliner. I love it. I'm just going to be putting that like against the tape and then all the way over. It's very matte and it lasts all day, so I really, really like this eyeliner. Okay, so next I'm going to be taking off the tape, and you see I have a very distinct line, and then I'm just going to rub away any fallout or anything along that line, and just around my inner corner. Then I'm going to be priming my face with the Nivea post-shave balm for men for sensitive skin. I found this out from Nikki Tutorials and I really like it. Then I'm going to be mixing the Lancome 24-hour foundation with my Cover FX drops, just because I wanted it to be like a little bit darker. And I really like this foundation. It lasts really long, and it's gives me like a medium to full coverage, so I really like it. And I'm just putting that everywhere, and then I'm going to fast forward me buffing it out with a beauty blender because it's not that interesting. Yeah, just buffing it all out and making sure that it blends nicely and looks like a little bit more natural, and making sure that I go down my neck and so that I don't have that mask looking line that some people get. Then I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Concealer. I'm in the shade, I think, Fair Neutral, and I'm just putting that all over the place. I went a little bit high for my forehead highlight, but I'm going to be using bronzer, so that won't really matter. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the Beauty Blender as well. Again, I'm going to fast forward this just to, it's not that interesting, I'm just blending it out. And don't mind my Beauty Blender, it's a little bit dirty, I'm going to wash it later. I've used it about 3 times, so it's about time. So yeah, I'm just blending that out, and then I'm going to set it with the Laura Mercier setting powder, again with my Beauty Blender. Sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I use my Beauty Blender, kind of just depends on how lazy I am. So then I'm going to be taking the Colourpop highlighter in the shade Smoke and Whistles, which is a cream, and I'm putting that before the rest of my powders because it's a cream product and the powder goes over nicer. So I'm just putting that on my cheekbone, just like that. And then I'm going to be taking the Butter Bronzer, which is my favorite bronzer right now by Physicians Formula. It smells amazing. But I'm just putting that all over my forehead and my cheeks, and I'm going to put it down my neck. I have a heart-shaped face, so that's where I put it. Where you put your bronzer, it depends on your face shape. So that's where I put mine, but it differs with every face shape. So next I'm going to be taking the Cocoa Contour Kit, and I'm going to be taking the medium cocoa. Just to give my cheeks a little bit more definition, I want to take the ashier tone, and I'm going to define my cheekbones. Not a lot, just like a little bit, just to give us a little bit more definition. And then I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Love Flush Blush in the shade Baby Love. I'm going to be putting that on the apples of my cheeks and then blending it back towards the outer perimeter of my face. And then to make it a little bit more natural looking, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier setting powder once again, and I'm just going to put that over just to give us like a really airbrush effect, just all over the face, and to set it and make sure it lasts all day. Then I'm going back into the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to be taking that shade Urban, and I'm just going to be putting that underneath the lash line, very close to my waterline. And then I'm going to be taking the shade Flowershop, and I'm just putting that on my finger and blending them both out with the transition shade we used in the Tartelette Bloom palette, which is called Smarty Pants. Then I'm going to be taking a crystal liner by NYX, just to give us like a little bit more of a pop, and I don't know, I just think it looks really cool, the gold against the aquamarine kind of shade, and I'm just putting that underneath my lash line and then on the inner part of my eye. Not all the way over, but just to give you a little pop of glitter. And then I'm going to be taking my Maybelline, what is this called? The Falsies Volume Express. This one's waterproof, so I put it on my lower lash line because my eyes get really watery. And I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I have the sample size, but I like it a lot, so I'm probably going to get the bigger size pretty soon. And then I'm going to be highlighting my inner corner, just to make that whole area look a lot brighter, and just so that it doesn't look so heavy on the glitter in the inner part. And then I'm going to be setting my face before I put on the rest of my highlight, just because it makes it a lot more intense, and I'm going to be highlighting my face with a Too Faced eyeshadow, Champagne Truffle. This is my favorite thing to highlight my face with, and that's also what I used on my inner corner, but I'm just taking that and putting it on my cheekbones. And it looks very intense. I just like when my cheeks look really wet, and I'm putting that on my Cupid's bow and on the bridge of my nose, just to highlight those parts. Then I'm going to be taking the Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in Littlesticious, and I'm putting that all over my lips. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will hopefully see you soon. Please leave a comment if you like this or if you want to see anything different, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye.